been feeling the dizziness and off balance stuff for about, it was one of my 24/7 symptoms that I had nonstop every single day. It would just get better or worse, like it depending on my anxiety for the day or that time of the day. I would get like, it would get real bad, or like I would have to sit down, or I'd be scared to death to even get up, because I would start feeling like I was about to fall over, and I would like start panicking. And I will say this, I'm gonna knock on wood, I've never actually fallen over, and I've never actually fainted, but I know of people who have dealt with anxiety who have actually fainted and things like that, because they begin to hyperventilate and stuff, and because of the off balance deal or whatever. But there's different, you know, all of us are different. All of us, our chemicals are different, and everything else, so are doing different things in our bodies and our brains. So basically I used to get it all the time when I would stand like in front of the sink to do dishes or whatever, or I would get it when I was cooking, when I was in front of the stove. The kitchen was a big thing. I don't know if it was because the colors, the cabinets, and the granite or whatever, and then the tile floor, like all the different colors and different shapes and stuff. I honestly believe sometimes it does have to do with the shapes and the colors and the patterns that are in my environment. But because we are, like, I tend to be extremely sensitive to all those things. But I don't really know. I know it happened a lot, especially when I was having a lot of anxiety or high stress. And it can happen, and it's really scary, and it can happen not like I remember having days, I'm saying I remember because since I've moved, the dizziness stuff has actually gotten better, and I don't know, because I have less stress here. I'm not surrounded by all the stress I was surrounded by back home. I don't know if that's the issue or what, but I do know that it is better now for me. I do feel it still, like tonight I've been feeling it, but it tends to happen a lot less than what it did over there. Same thing with the breathing issues. It's gotten a lot better. So that tells me most of that back home was just anxiety. Anyway, it used to happen to me like when I was at church sometimes, or I'd hear something, or like certain triggers would happen, and I would start feeling it. I would even feel it when I was sitting down. I even had moments. I remember asking my daughter, I've asked her a few times, I would try to stand still as I could, and I would tell her, am I swaying? Am I moving? And she would look at me, and then sometimes she would actually be like, you are swaying. And I'd be like, am I really? And I was trying really hard to stay still, but apparently I was swaying, like slowly, without realizing it. Like right now, I'm doing it on purpose. But, you know, when I do this right now, I'm doing it on purpose. I can barely tell that I'm doing it. And then like if I, let's say I turn around or something real quick, it'll feel like I'm about to fall over. But I didn't realize what I was doing. And I don't know if that was like a nervous tic kind of thing or what, because I know whenever I don't know about the rest of you, but whenever I'm like, ever since I was a kid, I would like, whenever I would be stressing or get sad or get, you know, different things, I would actually like rock back and forth. Like I would get an Indian style on the floor or whatever, and I'd be rocking back and forth. And I would do that, and I still sometimes, if I get real nervous or something, I'll catch myself doing that. You know, I'll be like rocking automatically. It's like trying to calm myself down kind of thing. And I have no idea if maybe the little minor swaying or rocking that I've actually caught myself doing whenever I feel dizzy or off balance, if that is like is kind of like a subtle subconscious way for my body to calm itself down, but it makes it worse, because then I start feeling like I'm about to faint or fall over or something's wrong with me, you know. The inner ear, if you have like sinus issues, or you're having like a sinus infection, or let's say you have like something going on in your ear, like an inner ear issue, like with wax buildup or like an infection or like just allergies, stuff like that, can actually cause the dizzy spells or the off balance feeling, because it messes with your equilibrium deep in there. And of course your equilibrium is what keeps you balanced. And if there's something goes on in there, or with your even just with that, you will not be able, you'll be walking and you'll be going sideways and stuff like that. And that's happened to me before too, where I'll try to walk when I feel dizzy. I've actually done where I'll be walking, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna walk down the hall, and I'll be walking down the hall, I keep going to the left, or I keep going to the right, or I would sometimes even just close my eyes and walk and then open them and see where I turned out, just to see if maybe, if I was really walking crooked, if I was really like going sideways, or if I was really feeling dizzy or off balance, or if I was actually walking off balance, like in a way to like testing myself, one of those self-tests that we do to ourselves, you know. And but I used to do that all the time too, and I still do, like whenever I get the dizziness or whatever. And then I remember it would happen like when I was walking anywhere, and it's really hard for me, especially because I have that whole dream state thing going 24/7. So whenever I would get the dizzy spells or the off balance thing, it was so much worse for me, because everything looks like a dream. I feel like, even right now as I'm speaking, as I'm making this video, I'm looking around my living room and everything looks like as if it would, like whenever you have a dream and how everything looks a little hazy or like dreamlike, that's exactly how my whole world, my reality looks 24/7 for me. And so whenever I would have the dizziness or whatever, it would be worse for me, because I would like really freak out, you know. And I'm not saying it's any better when you don't have the depersonalization, derealization thing, but I'm just saying from my point of view, like what I've experienced, you know, with mine. If you're deficient, if you have a deficiency in niacin, it can actually cause dizziness as well. And so same thing with magnesium. So like, remember I mentioned before about vitamin, you know, therapy or whatever. Well, that's what I'm talking about there. If you have deficiencies in certain vitamins, you get that dizziness, you'll get dizzy spells and things like that will happen to you. Actually get your vitamin levels checked just in case, and get your ears checked. Do all the regular checkup stuff. Go to your doctor, find out about those things. You don't even have to tell them that you have anxiety, that you're worried about that you're having, you know, whatever. Just go and tell them, hey, can you please check my ears? Tell them you're having the dizzy spells. Go to the ER and tell them that. I mean, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but go get it checked out just in case. You know, I don't know. Just get it checked, you know, and get your vitamins checked, your vitamin levels. Make sure you're not deficient in anything. And then from there, if everything turns out okay, well, then you know it's your anxiety, because anxiety can cause a lot of things. Stress can cause so many physical issues, and but you do have to gain power over it. I mean, we all have to do this. We have to gain power over this anxiety, and I mean, it's stress. It's stress, and it's going to end up killing us, and we shouldn't allow that to happen. We have all the power within us. We need to realize that we are in control of ourselves. We are in control of our minds. We are in control of our situation, of this anxiety. We really and truly are. We want to believe that the anxiety has complete power and control over us, but that's not the case. And once we realize that, it gets better. The dizziness and everything, I know it's scary, but everybody, all of us can get through this.